Cool. Welcome back, gentlemen. Quick recap before we get into this epic action that's going on. So, last we left off, you guys had just come from a council meeting to discuss the potential siege of Ambyr's capital, and were now on your way to the Root District. Well, no, you weren't on your way. Well, yeah, you were on your way to the Root District to deal with the Black Talons and save Captain Drunigan and Priest of Apollo, Tyrion. Arriving at the Temple of Mars in the Root District, you met the Great Talon, accompanied by the First Talon and 3 assassins with them. You spoke briefly, and he gave you a choice: run and be killed, fight and die, or owe the Talons a favor. Thinking on the history you've had of the Talons, who they are, what you know, the sorts of people they've dealt with, and the contract they've put on your head, you lost my place. You decided not to owe the Talons a favor, and you chose to fight now, and battle commenced. You defeated the First Talon and his companions pretty quickly, but realized before the battle began that the Great Talon was an illusion. On the First Talon's body, you found a note with several names which you correctly deduced were directions, as they all started with L, R, S, and D. On your way, you encountered a couple of Talons trying to throw corrosion acid bombs at you, but you foiled their plans pretty quickly. Later, you encountered a small room with a large number of Talon thieves and regulars, but after an absolute massacre, these were dealt with pretty quickly. Finally, you made it into the Talon's hall, where you can see a cold stone room with many columns running up the room's space, grids on the floor between them, side rooms where you've seen Talons come in from, and a 5x5 foot in the hole in the floor in the center of the room. So far in the battle, the Great Talon has been quite elusive, showing off his skill by dealing large amounts of damage to Griffin with the sneak attack. And we pick things up with his turn in initiative. So, if you remember, this blue circle was one of his villain actions, a new sort of thing I'm trying out for bad guys who aren't quite legendary, but are still pretty tough. And he threw a smoke bomb. All of you guys managed to pass the save, thankfully. But you cannot see anywhere around you. You're effectively blinded because you can't see into the smoke. Griffin, you were invisibled, and Balzanor, you just thunderstepped way over there. So on the Talon's turn, or the Great Talon's turn rather, he's going to run down the steps briefly and make some attacks against Galahad. Now, if you also remember, he's a very high-level rogue, and high-level rogues get blind sight. So you can't see him, he can see you, and some of you are covered in this fade, dusty stuff that seemed to come from the grates on the last layer action. So he has advantage. So we'll see where that gets.
Wordy way of saying, Luke, you're fucked.
God.
What if it doesn't hit?
25 to hit on the first attack.
No.
And 26 to hit on the second attack. I'm really sad to say, this has dealt a lot of damage. So in the last 2 weeks, I've bought myself an app. I didn't buy it, I just got it for free. To just get easily do damage numbers so I can show you that I'm not being bullshit. So...
It's fine, you're more
Ben,
than
I'll keep tapping it over and over again to get really high damage numbers. Low roll.
It's just a calculator. He's just putting in a number that he chooses.
So 3 plus what's it? So you take 9 points of piercing damage. Can you make me a con save, please?
Sure. For some reason, my character sheet is just doing the Roll20 loading sign.
Yeah, Roll20 has been really slow recently. I found that on JJ's campaign when I've been a player. Speaking of which, while it's loading, JJ, I found a mug. It's a green mug and it has leaves and elks on it. It is my new Styx mug. Chantel found a yellow one with owls on it. So we bought character mugs. 22 save. You are perfectly fine. You feel as this blade strike comes into your side, this poison begin to sort of seep and burn into you, but you manage to shake it off. But
a question.
Yes.
He's moved into my reach, hasn't he?
Yes.
Can I give him a little whap? Because I have a thing for that.
You can indeed use your action to give him a whack. He'll be at disadvantage because you can't quite see him, but sure thing.
I just need to find out which. Is it part of my sentinel feat?
No, it's not your sentinel feat. It'll be your fighter thing.
Yeah. It'll be...
Attack, precision attack.
I've forgotten what it's called. It's like riposte or something like that.
Something like that.
Riposte. When a creature misses you with a melee attack.
No, not riposte.
Oh, hang on. A creature you see moves into range, but I couldn't see him, could I?
You cannot see him, no.
Boo.
Yeah, when a creature you can see moves into reach. You also take 45 points of piercing damage due to the sneak attack.
Oh, God.
Cool.
And the second attack deals another 9 piercing damage. And can you make me another con? So 45 plus 9 plus 9 again just now. Can you make me another con save?
That's 63 damage?
Uh-huh.
Fuck me.
But average.
How are you feeling, Galahad?
So good, man. So good. Okay, and then a con save.
16.
Good.
Oh, not quite enough.
Right,
This time, with the second attack that comes in, you feel, you try and shrug off this sort of like dark poison that seeps into you from this blade attack. And you managed to do it the first time, but the second time you couldn't quite do it. And it deals 15 points of poison damage. That's a very high roll.
I really wish it didn't.
And you are considered poisoned for 1 round. So until the end of your next turn, you are considered poisoned. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
He's almost cut through you there, surely, with all of that. Oh, dear.
Yeah. He is then going to use his bonus action to use his Master of Cunning to disengage and dash. To go...
I can attack him for that, though.
You can, because of your Sentinel feat, yeah.
Success, even though if it's a disadvantage.
It is a disadvantage.
Aha! Doesn't matter.
Hey, 24. Still hits him.
Smite?
Go for it.
You'll be dead in a turn, Luke, so you might as well.
Guess I'll hit him with a second level smite.
Go for it.
We got. What's that? 4?
3, yeah.
3d8.
Yep.
That's disappointing.
24 points of damage. Will he... No, he feels like you've definitely got more in you than that, and there's a lot more of you around. So he's going to just take that. So 24.
That also reduces his speed to 0, so he can't actually move away.
Ha! Yes, that is true.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
That is
Sentinel
very
stops you, reduces speed to 0 after you get hit, which is dumb because there's no size limit on Sentinel. So if that was a dragon, Luke could just go dunk, and then the dragon can't fly
1
away.
damage.
You mean he'd stab his foot into the floor?
That's true.
This is true. In which case, then he's just going to sit here and sort of cry a little bit. Next up is Doc. Doc, what do you got? You're surrounded in smoke. You've got this glistening shit all over you.
Can't see anything or anyone. I'm going to go this way, try and get out of this smoke, sort of towards where I knew Galahad was.
Yeah.
And then
I would have said you'd remember where the enemies are. They were still there before you entered the smoke. So before the smoke sort of hit you.
And then I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians at 3rd level.
Spirit Guardians, 3rd level. Right, so on his turn, he needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, and then I need to draw a circle, but that's my turn, so I will get to that while whoever's next.
Cool. Next up is the lair action, and it's quite a simple lair action. Fucking talons show up. A bunch of them. So we've got Skyclone 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Who's trying to
30.
Me. I'm only meant to be drawing 1 though.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, bonus action dash, 25, 10, 25.
That's it.
He's going to go like there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh yeah, it's really, really panicky.
That's weird.
This guy will go there.
Hold on.
And let's just get them to be viewable.
Zoom right in.
So we now have
Good.
There it is.
4 extra talons on the map, rushed in to try and aid their master. I actually think I made a mistake. I think this one will go back here to stop his master getting flanked. I think that's what it'll do. Cool. Next up is Galahad. Galahad, it is your turn. You definitely made a connection with the...
Yeah. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I lay on hands and then action surge?
Yeah.
Right. Can I lay on hands 37 points to myself?
Of course.
Oh, let me just quickly do
That's
that
about
maths.
half of what he dealt to you last turn.
And then can I, so action surge, branding smite, bonus action,
Branding smite, bonus action.
and then roll for attack. I don't know if I should have done that first or not.
Well, I know. No, he doesn't need to make a save with this branding smite, does it? It's just radiant damage, and if he goes invisible, he gets seen. It is a disadvantage, however, and a 14 does not hit, I'm afraid. But you can attack again to see if it hits again, because it's a... Oh, branding smite is a concentration spell, so your shield of faith would go away.
Can I not do that?
Yeah, I haven't stacked the damage on, so I'll allow that.
Does a 23 hit?
23 does indeed hit, however.
Fantastic. Love that. Have that damage, plus a smite at second level.
Oh,
Again.
that's max damage on the attack. Oh, does he go for that one? Yeah, I think. So that's 29. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, 29.
Yeah.
You'll half that to 14. Something 64. As you lash out the first time with your blade just past the smoke, you miss him, but you almost like hear his footsteps as he sort of moves to one side of the hallway, and then the second strike, manage to catch him just square in the chest and pull the blade back. And as you do, channel your divine energy into the blade, just burning this slash right across his chest. But he manages to just roll out of the way, so it's not the full blade that gets him, just about the tip. Cool. Anything else on your turn?
Underestimate the tip.
No. I'm guessing it's then Damo's go.
Yes. Yeah, he can get a go.
So he's going to attack the guys orange and red with heavy crossbow.
Alrighty. Still a disadvantage because you can't quite see them, but he would remember where they are. 11 doesn't hit, however.
Boo. You can't roll twice for heavy crossbow, can you?
No, it has a loading property. So
That's a
as he
sword.
levels up, you could potentially decide to get him the feat, like crossbow master, so he can fire twice on a turn. But you can make those decisions, and as and when he can get any another feat you choose. I don't know.
So just saying on Brandon Smite, so you've lit him up like a piece of metal in a forge.
No, he didn't use Brandon Smite in the end
Oh, he didn't.
because
Keep my shield
fair
on.
enough.
yeah,
Shield of faith or whatever it is.
Branding Smite isn't really that good anyway because it's just extra damage and it means that they can't go invisible. That's basically it.
Yeah,
But I guess that's okay.
It depends
guess.
what you're doing.
Yeah, depends what you're
I
fighting.
mean, he's already gone
So-
invisible once, so
He didn't go visible. He was just hidden. He was just incredibly...
no. I swear you said he went
stealthy.
invisible.
That was the first talent. The first talent could go invisible as a bonus action.
I'm pretty sure.
I feel like you
this guy
said something about using the shadows to go invisible, and I think that you then said hide before. Anyway,
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Anyway. Cool. Next up would be the Talon Dudes. Talon Dudes... Oh, God. What would they do? Well, one of them can see Doc just come out of the way now, so they're going to go there, see all the Spirit Guardians mumbo jumbo, and try and hit him with at least something, which misses entirely. As you're maybe focusing just on the other side, you just feel this dagger just ding off the back of your armor, Doc. This guy is going to go. I guess. Where would he want to go? There's not really anywhere they'd want to go, if I'm honest. They'll sort of just come over here to where they're not quite in your thing. I'd say that's not quite in the space. And hold there. He'll like hold until he gets out of the smoke. This guy sees the big shiny minotaur up here and goes for an attack. But that misses entirely. Managed to bat away his little short sword as he comes at you. These two are going to step out of the smoke and also see the Minotaur friend and go 10, 20, 25 for the advantage. 5, 10, 15, and see if we can get a couple of hits. So with advantage, natural 20. And the second guy misses entirely. So we've got a natural 20 against Balzanor.
Wait.
Matt, if you survive,
Can I use shield?
Not against the natural 20. A natural 20 hits, regardless.
That's stupid. Okay, that makes sense.
It is kind of stupid. So that's 9 plus 3, so that's 12 piercing damage, plus... Oh, that's a low, not 20. 12 piercing damage plus... 20 piercing damage overall.
Okay.
That was actually decent when I thought about it properly. Given their damage capabilities, but that's pretty much it for them against you. And then this guy right in the center of here remembers that Damien was somewhere over there, so he'll try and just sling a dagger, hoping that he won't hit anything, but he rolled a 1. So you can just hear this, the sound of a stone dagger just like slap into the stone column just next to you here.
One thing that Ben should have had advantage. Did he roll with advantage?
Pardon?
Did he roll with advantage when he attacked me? I don't think he did. I just remembered I'm covered in glowy stuff.
Oh, no, they didn't. In fact, so let's just... Nope, still misses you. Yeah. But that's...
World's most lethal assassin for.
Hey, you guys have got high AC, okay?
Look at me, I'm a target.
I'm literally fucking glowing and he can't hit me.
Griffin, you are up. You're invisible and you have seen some talons moving throughout this space. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go here. And I'm going to strike this guy.
Go for it. Roll to hit.
Before I strike him, I'm going to whisper, "Hey, bitch," and then slap him with the weave cleaver.
Yeah, 20 hits.
And bit of that, and then we'll add let's look at my spells before I just start throwing spikes.
Sam, look at the amount of spell slots he's got. Oh, you've changed.
I have changed. For the better, maybe. We're still gonna put a smite on there.
Oh, there we go.
Just a level 1, so that's actually no, fuck it, I'll do a level 2. Yes, that's 3d8. 2 dead?
11 plus 1. Yep, he's dead. You just go, "Hey, bitch," and he almost looks really, really confused for a minute before your axe just on his clavicle up, and you just kick him across the floor.
Ben's busting out all the big words tonight.
I know, right? It's almost like I've spent the last 2 weeks just watching a load of D&D podcasts. Cool. That is the first one dead.
And I'll strike with my second attack.
Go for it.
Pray for that lovely nat 20. I didn't pray hard enough.
21 still hits though.
10
slashing damage.
And then I won't add anything onto that. Yeah. And that's me.
Cool. The end of your turn. It's been 1 round since the villain action, so the smoke cloud disappears. The Great Talon is then going to use his villain action to use the same one as he used the first round and just call out "Strike my talons." At which point, all the talons can use their reaction to either move up to half their speed or make an attack. And guess what? A lot of them are going to do. So the one against Griffin, misses. One against Damien actually hits with a 21. Not sneak attack, just a regular standard hit. So that's where's my D4 for a dagger strike? There it is. Damien takes 7 points of piercing damage. And then the ones against Balzanor, which will be muy interesting. So, against Balzanor, we have these two get to roll with advantage, but they hit regardless.
Did you say 7 for Damien? Ben?
7 for Damien, yeah.
Okay.
So we've got a 23, a 23, and an 18 against you, Balzanor.
I'm going to cast Shield for the 18, but the other two hit.
Alrighty. They both will get a little bit of sneak attack damage. I'll just give you the damage altogether, and that'll just be a lot easier. So 10, 15, 15, 20, 24. So the first attack deals 25 points of piercing damage.
Fuck.
No, sorry. Overall, sorry, I forgot. They're not crits. It's just hits. So overall, you actually only take 26 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Is that all the attacks?
That is all their attacks, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So all three of these guys just start to come down on you. You manage to block the first one, but just as you block the first one with shield, the other two pour down on you, one with the dagger on your shoulder, the other with the dagger just sort of underneath the rib. Not nice at all. But that's the villain action for this turn. Next up we have Balzanor.
Well, I'm going to say, you fuckers, and cast Thunderstep at level 5.
It's a very useful spell.
Yeah.
It's a very useful spell.
Oh, I didn't put anything.
It's very loud as well, so I imagine we've all got like a mild case of tinnitus.
I'm literally just fine, and I'm hurrying in for a dramatic effect. Yeah.
It is, incredibly loud. So that's... Oh, God, that's... 5d10. And they all need to make con saves, I believe. DC 16. Yes, Constitution saving throw, so...
Oh, God. 16?
Yes, it says on the bottom of your...
Yeah, I know, but I think I had something. I can't remember if my Test at Otherworldly Guys is running or not, because I didn't put a token on. I have a feeling it was a fight before and it ran out.
I believe so. How long does Tasha's Otherworldly Guys last for?
Not long.
Hours.
1 minute.
Yeah, then,
So
one off.
Cool. Okay. That's fine. Moving on.
Cool.
Right.
16. They all fail.
Yes. This is the chance.
Big numbers.
One of them gets a 15, which is very annoying. 5d10.
Matt cracking his knuckles before he rolls.
Oh, shocking.
Before he rolls that wank.
Before he rolls a 15, sadly, that is not enough to kill them.
That's ridiculous. That is so bad.
That is... I really feel for you there. You've kind of been shunted with the
this obviously doesn't count,
with the damage. Yeah, and that's like a very average roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
actually, I tell a lie. One of them was damaged last session, so one of them does actually die.
Yeah.
Where are you thunderstepping to?
I'm deciding.
Bear in mind, these columns will hinder your movement a little bit, or your vision to thunderstep somewhere.
Yeah. I'm just going to go here for now.
Alrighty, way down the battlefield, with a loud boom, you can suddenly just hear the wails of one Talon who falls to the
Oh.
ground.
Hey, Balzanor,
And
you look like shit.
yeah.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
Okay then.
Cool. We go back around and we have the Great Talon is up. And he
Wisdom
knows
saving throw, please.
you've got yes, wisdom saving throw. Coolio. That is a 28.
Yeah, that just passes.
Yeah, I think so. Does he still take half damage?
Yeah,
Or
half damage.
cool. So 10 damage. Still didn't like that at all. And then he would like to. Yeah, he's going to give this a shot. He's going to try and trip you over, Galahad, to try and knock you down and gain advantage on you. So, can you make me an athletics check, please? Contested by his acrobatics check.
Come on, Galahad.
You got 27.
Oh,
Very nicely
Is
done.
it a
As he
roguish
tries
thing
to
then
sort
that
of.
you can trip with dexterity?
Pardon?
Is it a roguish thing that you can trip with dexterity?
Sort of.
I don't know how you can trip a standing opponent.
Sweep their leg.
Yeah. Which is basically what he tries to do. Like, he tries to sort of like plant this spear thing he's got in the ground and spin around it and use his momentum to try and catch your leg. But as it hits your leg, like it's a hard hit, and you find, you know, were you a slightly weaker person without a frost giant's belt on you, that might have hindered you quite a bit. But you just managed to sort of stand there strong, and it's barely enough to do damage. It was more to try and get your leg to buckle more
Would you
than
say
anything.
was that an attack roll?
No, that's an ability check.
That's a
Oh,
shame.
you have disadvantage because you're poisoned.
Oh,
He's had a turn though.
I feel like
He has had it. Yes, you have had a turn.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's what I was getting at with my. But I didn't know if it was correct.
So,
Cool. So that failed. So he's just.
It's just rubbish.
it's a bit rubbish.
What's he gonna do? What is he gonna do? I mean, all he can really do is just try and make an attack against you. So, yeah, fuck it. So 27 to hit. Which I'm assuming hits. Can you make a con save for me, please?
how you looking, Galahad?
It's sometimes good, sometimes maybe shit. I'm about half.
What about this time though?
That was your con save. Yeah, you're fine. So in reality, you take 12 points of piercing damage, and he's gonna still attempt to try and run away with his bonus action, disengage.
It doesn't matter though, because I'm still going to attack him. So
Go for it.
Sorry.
He's
See
also
if
he
you,
does move. He's at half speed while in my aura.
That is
was it 12? Sorry, his damage, man.
12. Yeah, his damage against you.
And that is
So annoying. If you were at disadvantage, that wouldn't have hit. But 29 does hit. Yeah.
it's my first level. 2d8. Oh, that's a bit.
So that's 16 points of damage.
That 2d8 Luke is almost as good as Matt's 5d10.
Right.
I'm just checking. This guy, he's not, undead or fiend or anything.
You don't
No.
get the sense that he is undead. He is a drow, but you do not get the sense that he is undead in the slightest.
That's a real shame.
That is a real shame. I'm just trying to check his item because I feel like that had something I'm forgetting because it's technically not an item I've made up. Or it is, but it's also not.
But he's still got his. I mean, we're all death warded, but he's got his death beam, and he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh?
Still. He still he still hasn't used his 9th level disintegrate.
Well, can you dodge? Can you
You
save?
can dodge it.
Yeah, you can try and save for half damage, but it's still a lot.
7,000
Doc.
D8.
He's just going to sort of stand there, and you get the impression from him now that he's standing really quite impressed. And he just sort of stands there. Interesting. I've not had a combatant like you in a while. This is a nice change of pace. And he turns around, sort of spins the blade in his hand. Doc, you're up.
Okay, I am...
Oh. No, I didn't have my go. Sorry to interrupt. Carry on.
Okay. I am going to pull out the kinetic dagger and throw it at this guy here.
Alrighty, you'd have to move because there is a pillar between you two.
Ah, there is indeed. I will move so I have line of sight on him.
Coolio.
And I shall throw the dagger. Fuck the dagger.
Did you practice with it before you threw it, or is this your first time?
This is my first time.
Roll the damage on the dagger.
I don't like this.
Cool. So you throw the dagger into the wall. It manages to stick in the wall, and then you just say this as the pillar next to this guy sort of explodes front ways in your area. Not quite enough to destroy it. Nowhere near enough to destroy it. But, yeah. It doesn't do him any damage at all. But also, that sort of throwing it hits into the wall, and then it explodes, making it fall even further away from you. It's sort of now around here.
Does it not come back? I thought this one...
Kinetic dagger doesn't come back.
It always came back to Lazarus.
That's because Lazarus had a special item that made his daggers come back.
Well,
And Lazarus was finely attuned with these daggers and had been wearing them for hundreds of years.
Well...
This is just not on at all how you thought it had.
It really hasn't. I can't move my... I kind of... I don't know whether I want to stand there or... I'll stay where I am.
Quite like the thought that dagger got max damage against you twice and you couldn't even go with it.
Yeah.
That's
I can't
sad.
move the circle either, so...
Can you not? I'll
hold on, I might
move it for you. It's very, very fine.
Fuck's sake. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Cool. While you fiddle around with your circle, the layer action comes into play. And with this layer action, you begin to see this sort of like very, very light green mist begin to pour from the several grates that are around this space. And the mist itself smells very much like, almost like a cake that's gone off, like a really sugary, sweet cake or candy that's been left out in the sun for way too long. And it's gone off, and it's quite a wretched smell. Can everyone make me a con save, please? That's within 10 feet of the grates. So basically everybody. Doc, you do have advantage
Lovely stuff.
on these.
And then I get +3 as well on top of that from... Or is it
That you do.
+3 or 4 from Galahad?
3 from me.
We are well
Why do
prepared
I-
lads.
Why do I even try? But you do notice, so as this stuff sort of like comes out, doesn't create a fog around you or anything. It mainly just settles along the floor and it makes the room smell horrible. But you can see all the talons seem to breathe this in, and it almost empowers them. It's almost like they've been bred to, for them this smell is, as I say, empowering somewhat, giving them a bolster of energy.
That's
AKA
a crack potion.
Basically, yeah. Meaning that the Great Talon can gain a little bit of temporary hit points, as well as all the other talons around him. The talons around him are on full HP anyway, and they're minions, so I'm not going to bother with their temporary hit points. But the Great Talon does gain some temporary hit points. So
I should love that concept now. Breathe some of this good shit in.
for you guys, it definitely wouldn't have been good.
You don't know
shit.
what's been in my system, Ben.
Ben, just You said the dagger landed in that square, by the way?
Yeah, like way over here.
Yeah, that's right. Wanted to make sure I had the right one for planning.
Cool. But that is the lair action. Now it is Galahad. We got a man in front of you, Galahad.
Yes, I do. And I'm going to hit him. Boom.
17 does not hit, sadly.
Oh, that's actually rude.
It is quite rude.
24.
But a 24 does. The first sort of attack he manages to parry away, but the second one, yeah, you manage to sort of almost use his quite quick momentum against him and his acrobatic movement to try and manage to get a slash in. Roll the damage.
And first level Mighty Boy.
First level Mighty Boy. The sword is not.
Oh, what?
That is very, very
Snake
sad.
eyes.
That's an automatic reroll, no?
17. That is not sadly an automatic reroll. So 17 damage from that brings it back to there.
It's your time to retire, I think.
Anything else as a bonus action or any movement?
No. No.
Cool.
Damien's going to shoot at this boy here.
Go for it.
Actually, nah.
Can I
Damien,
shout out, Damien, you have a fucking sword?
yeah, he's going to move here, no? Where's he going to go over there? I don't know, because I'm not Damien. He's going to come over here and try and deal with this one
Yeah, go for it.
on his own, even though I told him not to do that kind of shit.
So,
He's a
Damien-
wild card.
I
Stick on my
think
six.
going a distance of 15 feet kind of constitutes not going on your own.
16 does hit these guys. These fairly weak boys. 15 slashing damage. Not quite dead, but
And we go again.
Decent hit.
Oh, no.
yeah, Damien's sort of like in a little bit of sort of trying to show off for you, seeing how
Yeah.
like decent you're doing up against the Great Talon, and in this quite closed, confined area. He sort of just like, I'll go deal with the others. Charges up. And with the first attack, manages to slash against the one, but almost like stumbling across the floor. His second attack is just a wild swing up, and he spins and misses.
Such a Damien thing to do.
I know. Fucking Damien.
You've known him for like 2 days and already got stereotypes.
Yeah. Cool. So, anything else on Damien's go? Cool. Great Talon is going to use his villain action.
Of course he is.
And he's going to twist and spin his blade around, slam it on the ground, and he calls out to something that isn't actually here. He sort of grabs a blade, slams it on the ground, just sort of in the middle of your battle, and as it hits the ground, a sort of plume of sort of dark mist just emanates from all around where it struck the ground, and he just says, "I beseech the darkness of the Black Wyvern's den to aid this child in protecting his family. Help me!" And as he does, you just hear this like bird's caw, and suddenly these shadowy mists of birds emanate out from the base of his staff and fly all around the lair. Just in this like brief moment, they emerge. They're basically like vamped black falcons, basically, that sort of soar around the lair, and you can see like you can't see their eyes, but you can definitely see when they've met your gaze. And for any enemies within the lair, they come at you. So, but Griffin, they don't see you because you're invisible. It's a good job. So can I get Galahad, Damien, Doc, and Balzanor to all make me dexterity saving throws, as when these things see you, they just fly straight towards you.
Oh, the Dex is not the one.
With me. Oh, fuck's sake.
Ah,
And Damien, you need to make a save.
I don't think I know what's happening
Oh.
there. I think they just sort of, what? Hits me.
Pretty much, yeah. Like you're like this thing's flying around, and you're sort of like trying to get over this smell a little bit, and you're just sort of confused about everything that's going on, and suddenly.
Ben, would these be considered creatures?
These sort of shadows, they are. I guess they sort of are, yeah. But they appear, they come down and strike you guys, and then they dissipate.
So
basically.
If they are creatures, they will be affected by spirit guardians?
I mean, in theory, like, technically, they're more like apparitions or illusions. But I guess technically it will... Huh. No, I would say they're more sort of apparitions or illusions. This is the thing granting him this...
I thought I'd try my luck
granting him this boon. So, yes.
It sounded like he was on the verge of giving it to you.
I was on the verge, but then I sort of thought about it for more than 2 seconds. So, this is some decent damage. That's 4. I need 1 more dice. Where's my 1 more dice? I can't find my one. There we go. Cool. So, let's just roll all these up. 11, 14, 18, 21. So, for those that failed, so Balzanor and Galahad, you take 21 points of necrotic damage. Doc and Damien take 10. As these things sort of fly towards you, and Galahad, you're almost like, you're still caught in a battle with this guy, and this thing literally just comes, it doesn't even fly around the layer, straight for you, so it kind of makes sense that you fail the save, as you wouldn't quite get a thing. And even though you try and raise up your shield, it almost like passes through your shield and into you. Doc and Damien are a little bit more agile, but yeah, Balzanor, you're just sort of looking around and you're a bit confused as to what the hell's going on here, and just flies straight through you. And as it hits you, it dissipates in this cloud. You can just feel this necrotic energy fill your body. That is him. Then we've got the Talons. So these 2 Talons are pissed off because the big minotaur ran away. So this one will come 5, 10, 15, 20. He won't get in the Spirit Guardians though. He'll just try and give him a whack in. And then this one will come 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to here. And try and give Damien a whack in. And then that one will try and hit the invisible thing that's been hitting him thus far. So disadvantage against you, Sam, we've got a 1. Just a very confused Talon who you can sort of tell is on the verge of just giving up and running away. In fact, that's probably what he'll do. He'll just disengage in 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
You can run.
The one throwing his blade at you, Galahad, that's a 11. So, like, without even thinking, you just, like... I mean, you're still fighting, and you just hit this ting of a dagger that just bounces off your shoulder pauldron. And then against Damien, we have a... Oh, God, okay, that's a natural 18 and a natural 19 for... in their 20s. 22 and 23, which hit Damien. Doesn't get sneak attack because they're not flanking, so it's just 2, 4, 6 plus 6, 12. 12 damage against Damien. Sneak attack is an ally within 5 feet. Thank you,
Sorry,
JJ.
I cut both ways. Also, the Talon that ran from Griffin, would you say he, like, I'm guessing he passed through that square?
He did. I'd say the circle, the thing doesn't take up at least half the circle, is how I'm sort of doing it. So I'd say no, he would be able to pass through there. Okay. Yeah, doesn't quite go through at least half the circle. So I'll say he's like okay, just slipping through the edge of there. Damien also takes 8, 9, 14 points of piercing damage on top of the stuff he took. How's Damien looking?
So he's taking 26 points damage, right?
Yeah.
What's 42 minus 26?
Not lots.
Numbers.
18?
Not a lot.
18?
42 minus 26. Yeah, 16.
Yeah, Damien just sort of takes these 2 points of damage, recalls, and he's like, does it usually go this well? Calling out to you guys, like, because it's not going well.
Kid, we're smashing this.
Speaking of whom, Griffin, it is your turn.
I can get there. I'm guessing like Damien called out what you just said.
Yeah, pretty much.
Seeing that he's just blowing chunks, I'm going to give him a hand.
Blowing
That's
chunks.
that's what I'd expect of a squire of the mighty Sir Galahad. And I shall smash this bloke with a weave cleaver.
Go for it.
29.
Fuck, yeah, 29 hits. Jesus.
11 damage?
Yeah, this guy is fucking gone. As you just charge up and like just spin the corner and just whack straight across the jawline with this axe. For quite an elegant looking axe, it is still brute
You're still
force
invisible.
when it hits a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy's just sort of
This
just
just exploded in front of Damien.
basically, yeah. Damien's now just covered in fucking blood.
If I didn't like Damien and I thought he was a bit more of an idiot, I'd be like, I just did that with my mind. And then I've got a final 5 feet of movement. So I'll come here and I'll strike green-blue with my second attack.
Go for it.
Has this guy taken damage before?
This guy's taken, fair bit of damage actually. It's one of the ones that Balzanor nearly killed.
19?
19 hits. And, I mean, you have +5 to hit and he's only got 5 HP left, so... he's dead either way. Second of all, yeah, you just run up, almost jab your shield into this guy's stomach and just bang down onto his head. Damien's just sort of looking around like, thank you? Starts reaching out randomly. Like, that's...
So the key is, Damien, is to kill them before they kill you.
Oh, yeah, you know, I have killed things before, but it's nice to hear it's still that simple at the, in the big leagues.
Just do it a bit quicker.
I'm wielding a massive sword. It's hard to be quick. Balzanor, it is now your turn. You have one guy, well, actually a couple of guys left just around that corner that you might have seen move around there, and the main Talon boy. We cannot hear you, Matt.
Definitely on mute, sorry. Mainly I'm a bit pissed off that this guy was tried to kill me earlier, so I'm going to fire a firebolt at him.
Firebolt. Go for it. Firebolt.
Oh,
Hey, there we go.
oh, this
I'm
is
really
much
sorry to
better.
say, it only needed 5 damage to kill.
I mean,
but
level 5 spell got me 15 damage. Cantrip.
the cantrip got you like over 30. And like, you know, this firebolt, it's like, you know, you're getting pretty pissed off now. You can just summon it in your hands, and it's a big firebolt with your rage, and just flick it off, and this guy just like, it basically strikes through the middle of him, and from there just incinerates the rest of him, leaving him El Muerte, as the Mexicans call it.
Damien's blowing chunks, and Balzanor is blowing people into chunks.
Any bonus actions? Any more movement? Anything at all?
All I'm going to do is look towards Doc, spit out a bit of blood, and go, a bit more than a flesh wound now.
I love it. Right, back to the Great Talon, who has decided he really doesn't like
Can you make a wisdom save?
you. He can make a wisdom save, in fact, with a 18.
Fail.
Don't think that does it, does it? There we go.
7.
7!
That's 3d8, ladies and gentlemen.
We're getting really good damage numbers today.
I got more when he saved.
Oh, is he gonna keep trying to
Which
whack
makes me think
you?
that first one was actually a really good damage roll.
He obviously doesn't know that you've got Death Ward on. And as far as he is aware, you're gonna get fucked by this. And you're a big tanky
And it's
paladin.
time for a statement, Ben, from the world's greatest assassin. It's time.
I think it basically is. He sort of spins his staff around like, I was hoping to save this for someone. I don't know. A little better, but I need this over now. Spins the blade, points it towards you, and you think he's sort of going for an attack. You've never seen how this effect sort of comes along. So you almost go up in a stance before the base of the blade begins to fill with this greenish energy. And just as quick as the greenish energy sort of begins to glow, it fills the blade, and this beam just shoots towards you. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
I mean,
While I'm gonna use my app, just because I want you guys to see the damage number too.
Oh.
That is a fail,
good enough, yeah.
and you take 106 damage.
That just says 66.
That does, but disintegrate adds 40.
Ah.
Shit.
10d6 plus 40, and an extra 3d6 for each level above 9th. Galahad,
Fuck.
you start getting disintegrated. But thanks to Death Ward, you're fine. So as this beam sort of crackles towards you, you try and put your sort of shield up, but you manage to just get it over the just around the shield. And this beam strikes you and it hits you. And as it hits you, there is this strange sort of numbness that hits you at first. It's a weird feeling. And for this blink of a second, you go blind, you go deaf, everything is dark. And with this numbness attached, it's almost like you're not even moving. You can't feel yourself. To anyone looking on, you begin to see sort of cracks appear around his armor, and cracks appear in his skin, and cracks appear in his form. And he begins to turn to this dust. And he just begins to fade away. But just as he fades away, from the point where the energy sort of struck him, rather than a green light, a golden light suddenly emerges. And as it does, it creates these almost like vines, almost like sort of like ropes or wires that sort of sprawl around his form, all around his form, suddenly constricting all of these sort of particulates that make up Galahad and bringing them back into a humanoid figure. And as they sort of bring him back and almost pull all of these particulates back, there is a bright flash of light. And Galahad, you are suddenly fine. Your vision comes back, your hearing comes back. The numbness goes away, which is actually kind of sad because you just felt 106 points of force damage. It's like having a needle prodded into every inch of your body and every organ inside of your body, every point of your bones and every nerve inside of you. It is horrid and horrible. But you're alive. You're at 1 hit point. But thank fuck, you're alive. And that was his 9th level disintegrate. And being just absolutely dumbfounded at the fact that you're alive, that you're there, he's going to try and disengage one more time and run away. But you can make a attack roll. So,
can you imagine the look on his face when he fires that at you and it doesn't kill you?
Like he's wearing like a big hood, so you can't quite see his face. But Galahad, just as you look up, you can just about sort of see like his like mouth, and it's just this like, you know, it's just this scowl that's just sort of across the bottom half of his face, and it is not nice. I think that just hits actually. I can't. Why is it taking so long to fucking load? Yeah, I think that does hit. That does hit. Roll the damage. 16 slashing damage. Max damage on that one. Nice. 93.
Also, no, I'm not going to smite, actually. Not going to smite. No,
Okay.
No.
Tries to run away again, but your blade just catches his leg and he's unable to move. His the talon behind him sort of helps him up. It's like, I've got it! And he almost pushes him away now in like pure aggression. But he can see that you're on 1 HP and definitely might make use of that later on. Doc,
Okay,
you're up.
I'm going to go 5, 10, 15 so I can see everyone, and then I'm going to pop my Channel Divinity, Preserve Life, and I'm going to give 50 hit points to Galahad. And
You can only go up to half your HP, so if your half your HP is below 50, you
I
can't
have,
quite make it to 50.
I have 102 HP.
perfect then.
All right, yeah, you can take 50.
And then I'm going to give 10 to Balzanor and 5 to Damien.
Oh, Damo.
And I can't see Griffin. So I can't
Oh,
tell
the
if
Great
he's
Talon's been an idiot. Whereas the Talons have been idiots.
What's that? That was 15 feet. And so then I'm going to
I think
go...
Ben's been an idiot.
Ben has been an idiot.
I'm going to go 25
But-
feet and grab the dagger back. And then I'm going to go 5 feet back just to keep me in range of Galahad.
Cool.
Thank you.
Nice, Galahad. You suddenly just like, as well as this, energy that saved you, you'd suddenly feel a similar sort of energy well within you. All these scars and the slight scarring and cracking that you sort of see across some of your face. Like a lot of the scars and scratches that you've had from this disintegrate spell almost do look like cracks, like from where your body was almost turned to stone and then dust. But a lot of them begin to fade away.
On my turn, I just want to shout out towards the Great Talon. Where are Tyrion and Drunken? Where are the
There is
people
no-
you took?
There is no response. He is almost tunnel visioned on Galahad now.
Why?
Pretty much. But layer action. And for this layer action, you guessed it, more bad guys come in. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Runs, we're gonna have to kill
30.
lesson.
10,
How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man?
40, 50, 55, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No, wrong side. 5, 10, 15. You can go there. And you can go there. And if I just add you guys back in, and as they sort of run in, the Talon sort of cries out to them, "Just get to him! Kill this one!" Pointing towards. It's not technically their turn. It's just
they've come
them.
in and they've entered.
Oh,
the area.
they've entered the area. Right. Okay.
When they enter the
cool,
area,
so...
or when they start their turn there. So if they've run into that area, then they take it.
Okie dokie. So, okay. So we've got one natural 20 and 1 10.
Okay,
so one pass, one fail.
8 to 1 and 17 to another.
8 to 1 and 17 to another. Great. Galahad, it is now your turn.
Oh, I've just remembered I should have made a con save when I took damage from the birds.
Oh, yes, you should have. Yes. Yeah, you're fine. Oh, Galahad, your Shield of Faith is gone.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unless you want to try rolling against 106 points of damage, but I think...
Yeah.
Can you roll a 53 Constitution save?
I can try.
Oh, so close!
If only I had advantage. Times a
You
million.
could get a 31. And then if you,
You
had
could
a
get a
high
31,
level bard
so-
with like a d12 inspiration dice, that could be a maximum of 43.
Plus
So
bless
still
could be
Plus bless would make
47.
it 47. There's
Plus-
probably more ways to boost that, but
Yeah.
Like if you had a higher charisma, I guess you could get another. You could get up to like 49.
Yeah. Something like
You
that.
could get close.
Anyway. You get pretty close. Anyway.
Rolling perfectly.
Yes.
Cool. Galahad, it is your turn.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
this Sentinel feat has really locked this fight. This guy is meant to be very, very maneuverable, but you've seriously just locked him into this tiny little corner.
Not only is he the tank, he's the tank that doesn't let them get away.
Oh, do I? I'll die.
So he's a panzer.
I was thinking more tiger.
Oh, no, that would, yeah. That would.
I can't make up my mind.
What are you doing?
Right.
The toll on your body to take 100
him.
more damage and then to get healed 50. It must be
Yeah,
so
you
rigorous.
are like your body, like you will definitely need a rest after this. Like your body is basically going into shock because it nearly got pulled apart, put back together, and then healed instantaneously. That is, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Right. I'm going to bonus action second wind.
Alrighty.
So 1d10 plus my fighter level. So 9.
9. Nice.
Okay, and then I'm going to roll to hit. On the Great Talon.
20 hits. 15. Rolling only 7s and 8s with that fucking longsword.
Can I add? Because I'm guessing a 14 doesn't hit.
14 does not hit.
I'm going to use precision attack, which I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to do because it's superiority dice. And it
Yep.
doesn't say reaction or anything.
Yep.
So
Okay.
that's D8. So there's a 20 hit. Oh yes. Yes.
20 does hit, yes.
I'm going to first level smite him on this one.
10 plus 8. That makes 9. Because uncanny dodge.
What a shit ability that is. Uncanny dodge.
I know, right? Fucking...
Only the real runts of the litter use that. The real gutter.
What's that phrase you use, Sam? Dirty little virgins?
Yeah, only dirty little virgins use that.
Cool.
Great Talon
Fuck,
strikes me
guys.
as a dirty little virgin.
Does a little bit, doesn't he? Oh, man. Okay.
Just
Dave.
pull the hood down every now and then, you know? Get some fresh air.
Go out and touch the
Damien.
grass.
Damien.
He's gonna stand here.
Uh-huh.
Attack red, green.
Red, green. Gotcha.
Amo, please.
Plish demo.
Please not be shit.
Oh, there we go.
25 hits, yeah. 10 slashing. I
He's in
believe.
the second one. It's still shit.
Believe this guy-
Damien never heard of flanking?
No,
Well-
he's young. He's
Teach him about
inexperienced.
flanking.
So the interesting
I'm
thing
busy.
about this is, so the first guy dies. Red green dies because he took a lot of damage from Spirit Guardians.
Nice.
The second one, however, yeah, it's a natural 1. So he goes in and stabs the first one, and then almost trying to maneuver around you, he goes to the second. But it's just like, whether it's the intensity of the moment and him just trying to get these guys off you, realizing that yeah, a lot's going down or whatever. But
Just with that absolutely wet strike that he does on the second
yeah,
one. That
yeah,
you
it
just
is
shout at him, kill them before they kill you, for God's sake.
I'm trying. He sort of just calls out to you. Cool. Next up would be the Talons. Well, actually, so first of all, the Great Talon is finally going to utilize these guys who have just been sat here in the wing because Ben completely forgot about them. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Bonus action dash. 35 to get in there. Wisdom saving throw against Spirit Guardians. 15 plus 2, 17?
Fail.
The fail.
12.
12. And then these two are going to make attacks with advantage. Does Orange Green need to make another save?
At the start of his turn, yes.
Cool. So I'll do the 2 attacks advantage for red blue now. 2 and a 6. Nope. Then orange green needs to make a wisdom save. Oh, a 19 plus 2.
Passes.
21.
So
Passes. 6. Look at him go, the little fella. Oh, God, that's a unnatural 20 to hit you, Galahad, which doesn't hit still. Because why do I give players nice things?
Because you
Not
suck
playing
at table tennis.
Yeah.
I know. And then this guy, because I fucking remember this guy can do this as well. He moves into the talon space and tries to make an attack.
I mean, that feels like some real bullshit right there.
This is
if he's moving into
just,
that space, a wisdom save, please.
Yes, he does. 18 plus 2, unnatural 20.
So he will take half again, so 6 for him as well.
6 for him as well. And then this guy will just sort of run across and be like, oh shit, fuck you, and throw a blade at the Minotaur. That fell. Oh, it's a 2. Never mind. Just flies past the Minotaur dude, lands in the grate, and just sort of falls beneath the spaces between the grates. That's that. Griffin.
I feel like JJ's Spirit Guardians is like he's got a bit of food at his feet and Ben keeps trying to grab it, but he's got a stick that he just keeps slapping him with.
No. Get away!
Yeah.
Get away!
No, it's more like Ben's running in. He's like, all right, I can finally sit down and relax. And it's like, can you just tidy this thing up? Can you just put this away? Every time Ben sits down, someone asks him to do something else. It's not like the worst thing in the world. It's just a minor inconvenience every time.
Oh, actually, before the Talons do anything, this one is in fact going to move away because he bonus action dashed. So he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20.
He's at half speed while in my aura, so he might lose a little bit.
Yeah, so he'd actually go 5, 10, 15, just back here. Cool. You do have an attack of opportunity if you'd like, Galahad. Would use up your reaction.
A big fish to fry.
Okay.
Fair play. Fair fucking play. And actually, yeah, orange green after taking that Spirit Guardian's damage will do a similar thing. He'll move way back here.
Does he disengage?
No, he doesn't disengage.
Can Damien have an attack of opportunity?
Damien can have an attack. Actually, no, he would disengage. He's still got his bonus action. So, yeah,
What
being
about
an
Red
assassin,
Blue? Did he
would.
disengage also?
Red Blue did not disengage. Red
Can
Blue
Damien have an
just
attack
fucking
of
ran.
opportunity there?
Yes, he can.
That's why I'm a bit slow.
Be honest about it.
Oh, and a 23 hits.
Good thing he doesn't have to make a second attack. I wish Damien had some.
11 slashing, and that takes care of Red Blue. As this guy sort of turns to run away, Damien just manages to swing his great sword out, catches the guy on the foot, and it just cleaves into like his calf, making him fall on the floor. And the Spirit Guardians, the bleeding calf, everything this guy just gives up on the floor. It's a sad thing to see, really.
You are a failure.
Griffin.
You will never make it.
Yes. So I'm going to go up to this guy.
He is.
Gonna strike. Hit hard, boy. When my character sheet loads.
Having non-magical attackers is interesting, to say the least.
Would not be lovely It's a little bit
29
flanking.
hits. 29 does hit.
Yeah,
17?
there's someone in behind him.
17 also does hit.
That was 28 actually, so it's advantage. Does he?
Kaput? Yeah, he is. This guy is completely kaput. The first attack just into his thigh, pull it out to knock him to one knee, and then the second attack just to lop him straight to the ground. Kaput is what I would definitely put that. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I'll just get my notes. I think was I here?
You were there, yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20.
To think I almost made him a full caster. But no, didn't feel right.
Oh, I'm going to start coming around here.
Alrighty. Cool. Balzanor.
Well, I had a plan, but that's now changed. Oh, there's a guy at the top. Let's get rid of him. 5, 10, 15, what was it just?
Odds on how unnecessary this kill is going to be.
I'm hoping for
120 I can reach.
I'm
5
hoping for extremely.
Oh,
Then,
jeez.
sadly, misses. Fireball just whizzes past this guy and
You
just like
jinxed
matrix dodges out of the way. Any bonus actions?
in that
Anything
case-
else?
I'm going to continue going around. So, well, where did I start? 5,
You started around here.
25. I'm going to get to there.
Alrighty, this minotaur just fucking charging this guy down. Cool. This is fun. Right, back to the top of the round. Great Talon, seeing you
Wisdom save.
still alive, needs to make a wisdom save. 1. Just like a
15.
10, so 15. 15, so that's 1, 3, 9.
This has been one of my better spirit guardians, I'm feeling.
Yeah, Doc's just sort of sat there, just chilling. Like, I'm gonna just let the magic. I'm gonna let the gods do it for me. They are gods after all.
Just conducting with my hammer.
Yeah. And he's going to. Oh, he could do a couple of things. He knows what layer actions are coming up, seeing as what's recently happened. But if he does that, he can only make one thing, and it basically be the exact same odds. But this way, he might be able to get away. So, yeah, he's going to try and knock you down again. So can you make me an athletics check?
Yeah, sure.
Acrobatics. Let's have a fucking.
Is it just athletics check? Yeah, not save.
Yeah. Athletics check, yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he makes that with a 32. Galahad, you get knocked prone. And then he comes at you with sneak attack. If he hits, that is. Ooh, yeah, 25?
Nice.
I think that just hits, yeah, because you don't have anything on. Alrighty.
The doubt in Ben's is delicious. 20?
It's not delicious because I genuinely don't know half the time. You got too many ACs. They're all in the fucking 20s.
25 in what is a nailed-on hit in most other
Yeah.
scenarios.
Yeah, like next arc's going to be so nice because I can just be anything in the 20s hits.
A 17? Yeah. A 14? Yeah.
Can you
Hits
make me a
my
con
puny
save,
wizard.
Galahad? Because he's finally hit you again.
Yeah. I'll let you have your fun for a second, and then I'm going to ruin it.
Cool. Cheers, brother. Fucking 30. Fine. That is a good thingy roll though. So you take that's 14 points of piercing damage from the spear, and 32 points of sneak attack damage.
So 32 plus 14.
Yeah, that is 46.
Fuck you, do that. Hang on. 60 minus 42 is numbers 18.
18.
Yeah, I want to use my parry because I've not had a reaction.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
So when another creature damages you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction and expend one's purity dice to reduce damage to your number, blah, 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 blah.
But it's superiority die plus your dex modifier. Okay, yeah. So roll your superiority die.
How many dice do you get, Luke?
4. Got one left.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
What's your dex?
1
bonus?
plus your dex, which is imagine like 2.
A dex is 2, so 3. Woohoo! I'm in the 20s again, guys.
So the Great Talon is then going to
Don't say it out loud, Luke. Just fake it till you make it.
bonus action Cunning Mastery and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Actually, I'll keep him there because from that angle, I don't think any of you will be able to see. Balzanor would have been able to see what the sort of direction he's gone. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Sort of up there.
I see him. He's over there.
Yeah, Doc, like you were sort of focusing on him, and like Balzanor, you see him just run past the guy behind you. Yeah, Galahad, he was there for a minute, and now you turn around and actually wouldn't be able to see him. And he just gets on there. And you can see him now, like as all of you can see him. The last time most of you saw him, he was fine. He's looking pretty fucked up now. He has been slightly battered, and he's just at the finally. And he spins his spear again in some glee. I think is the right word to use in this context. Glee. Doc.
Okay. For my action, I'm going to cast Mass Cure Wounds. So that'd be myself, Balzanor, Damien, and Galahad get 26 plus the level of the spell, so 31 hit points back to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then let me just quickly knock off that spell before I forget. The 5th level. And then I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15 feet and just sort of tuck myself like in behind this column.
Alrighty.
Let's go directly behind the column from the Talon, but like
Directly behind the column. Cool. Layer action comes around again because we started from the beginning last time. Your favorite fairy gas comes back into play. So can I get Balzanor? Well, basically everyone within 10 feet of a thing, which is not Griffin. But basically everybody else. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
I regret my decision.
Oh, behave.
Oh,
Balzanor, you pass just about quickly brushing yourself off of this fairy gas, recognizing it, and just brushing yourself off, giving yourself a bit of a sort of shake over, maybe sort of using some of your brief flames to just burn it off of yourself, whereas everyone else is sadly affected by this fairy gas, meaning that you're under the effect of the fairy fire spell. Anyone within anyone has advantage against you. It is. Great Talon passes very easily. Other guy passes very easily, and the other two don't have to make it. Sweet. Sneak attack central indeed. Galahad. What you doing, lad? You are prone, sadly, and the Great Talon has just about got away from you.
I guess I'll have to stand up.
Yep, half a movement to stand up off the floor after taking quite a heavy hit, but being healed somewhat by your friend Doc.
Quite a lot. Can I use my Harness Divine Power and regain a spell slot?
Yeah, of course. Bonus action.
I think it's a bonus action, yeah.
It's a bonus action.
So can I regain a 3rd level spell?
Yes, sir.
And I don't know what I want to do. Can I do healing or damage? Healing or damage? I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Poof. 2 Spirit Guardians up on the field. All right.
Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to cast... I've not used this before. I'm going to cast Crusader's Mantle.
You have used that.
Crusader's Mantle.
Have I?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to cast it again. Congrats, you'll get 1d4 radiant damage if you're within 30 foot.
I know, I think the last time I remember us seeing it was when Markul used it and Mazzy did like 70 odd damage to one of them hags.
Yeah.
In like 1 hit. Because,
Yeah, I
fuck
remember
you, I
using it
guess.
'cause, we're all getting the 1d4s.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, that's my action, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't get to then do an attack.
You do not, sadly.
Oh, that's nice.
Cool.
I'm gonna...
I think you always know the answer to that, but you're just asking in the hope.
I'm just hoping.
Hoping I get it wrong so that you
Yeah.
can just be like, ah.
Maybe the rules have changed. I don't know. I've seen online there's a lot of drama about the D&D stuff, you know. So.
Yeah, definitely to do with the rules.
Don't get me started. Cool. Next up, we have the Talons.
No,
So,
you don't. You have
the
Damien
Talons.
actually.
Oh, no, yeah, we have Damien. We'll finish off this round and then we'll go to break.
So Damien's just going to scooch past me with my permission. Obviously, because he serves me. And he's going to Great Sword.
Hey.
Hey, yep, very nice.
11 plus 1d4.
2.
Does he need to attack again?
Yes, he does.
Oh, can you teach him
So
about
wet.
stamina?
So wet.
First attack's always great.
Second attack's never quite what you expect. No, so he's done a hefty attack, and with this with the Crusader's Mantle, it's almost like him having a smite as it carves across this guy's body. But the second attack, it's quite heavy. The second attack, he always tries to get a heavy swing in with some momentum, but it never quite works out that way. Cool. Is that everything on you and Damien's turns?
Yeah, he's going to risk attackable opportunity and
attacks of opportunity. Miss Damien, in fact, even with advantage.
Thank God.
Right. Next up, the Talon's turns. So this Talon is going to run up to Doc. He's in the thing anyway, so he can't really do anything. He needs to make a wisdom save. He 19 plus 2, 21 to half the wisdom save. So that's 6. Then he's going to make a strike against you at advantage. Okay, that's a 24. Not a natural 20 though, but a 24. So it's not much. He's just a piddly little person. But you get 4, 7, 10 points of piercing damage from his little short sword that he uses to run up against you. We've got...
Oh no.
And Spirit Guardians goes down off a hit that I didn't expect it to go down, but it goes down. This guy runs up to Balzanor, doing like a sort of bit of a parkour thing, sort of leaping from wall to wall to try and slam down on Balzanor's head with his short sword. We have a 24.
Yep.
Take you, Balzanor. No, he doesn't have advantage against you. So that wasn't a hit, actually. That was a 24 with advantage. That's only a 17 to hit you.
Shield.
Shield? Boom. Shield negates it. As he sort of parkours out of the side, he jumps down. And then as you cast shield, he just doing falls off, lands on the floor.
Yeah.
Pretty acrobatic. He rolls to get himself back up again. And this guy will just charge towards you, just spewing some nonsense like, "How dare you hurt my father," as he spins towards you. Or, "How dare you hurt the father, not my father."
How dare you hurt my pappy?
How dare you hurt my pappy? That's a 24 to hit you as well with another 19 with advantage. So that is.
I love how disgusted you look when you actually get hit. What is his
Oh, that's actually a decent one. That's 8 plus 13 plus that's 16 points of piercing damage to you.
Is that 16 total?
Yeah, 16 total. Yeah, that's with sneak attack and everything. Next up, we have Griffin.
Right, I'm gonna inject myself with that sweet, sweet nectar that is haste, and I'll use my sorcery points to cast it as a bonus action.
Haste. I think you mean speed.
Yeah. So as I'm like going at a light jog to flank round, I'm just gonna like hold my axe in both hands, and then just it's gonna sort of glow, and then I'll just get infused with this energy, and I'll just go, Jesus Christ! And then
Whoever that guy is.
Yeah, whoever that bloke is.
He's not been born yet.
Praise be to Tyr. And then I'll go 5,
Holy
10, 15,
Tyr, that's good.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll come here. And I'll shout at Galahad. I'll just be like, Galahad! And then I'll strike the guy in front of me. Advantage. The flank boys. Please be good.
15. Just.
23.
Oh, 23. Yeah, I forgot you have advantage.
He dead?
He not dead yet, actually.
Or even after the hit from Damien?
Damien only did 6 damage then. No.
Oh, Damien.
No, Damien. Fuck, no, sorry. Yeah, no, he is dead, actually, with the attack Damien did to him. I forgot to add that onto the thing, onto the token. Apologies. He is dead.
So, I've just brought this guy down with not an accurate hit, just a really fast hit. And then, as my axe is still lodged in like his midriff or whatever, I'll just look at Galahad and just say, "You've got to tell Damien he's got to kill these people before they kill him." And then I'll just run off around the corner.
Except he says that like extremely quickly. Like, you got to tell Damien, you got to kill him before he gets home, and runs around the other side.
And then I'll just come around here, and then I'll notice that Balzanor's a bit of trouble. I'll go, Balzanor! And then I'll strike this guy. This is the flank to end all flanks.
Okay.
Weave cleave. 31.
Weave cleave. 31.
Damage.
Definitely hits it. 11 damage. Yeah, brings this guy low.
And then I'll hit him with my third attack that I get from haste.
Brings him dead, apparently.
Yeah, brings him dead.
Oh, he's dead. All right, never mind.
Yeah,
I will hit his lifeless body.
Anything else? Or
I will. What have I got left? I'll just come up. I'll come up here, and I'll just literally just be like staring at Balzanor, like,
Shut the fuck down!
Yeah, you can see Griffin in front of you, literally like he's getting a little bit more used to the speed, but his eyes are almost flaring. Like, I like this. I get to be speedy.
Mucha, the legal substances.
Cool. Then finally, Balzanor, we are on to you. Doc is in combat.
Fireball level 5, making sure I get the 2 last people alive.
Go for it.
Pretty standard attack for me.
Pretty fucking standard. Cool.
Better be fucking good though.
You're really gonna hate me.
You ready?
Actually, no. The regular talent doesn't quite have evasion yet, so that does deal half damage. To him, so 32, half to he's gone. But the Talon takes nada, as he has evasion and he passed a save.
What a cuck!
I know, fucking cuck. But anything else on your turn, Balzanor?
I'm just gonna go.
Right. And with the Great Talon looking fairly rough and the room cleared of regular Talons for the time being, why don't we go on a quick 5-minute break, and I'll see you guys back here to finish this shindig off. Let's finish this
guy up.
Absolutely. So, going back to the top of the round, we have the Great Talon himself, who will be doing a thing. I don't know what thing, but he'll do it.
Excellent. I'm so glad he didn't decide what he was doing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Is that 30-foot radius?
30-foot radius, probably, yeah.
There you go. Just so everyone knows.
It needs to be a little bit.
Needs to be a lot taller. Like that. And then like that. But sure.
Lush. Well, you guys, don't forget your 1d4.
And then it's more like it goes down a square. Anyway,
I think it's going to matter too much when we're all just like surrounding this guy.
yeah. Well, this is the thing. So he has things he can throw, and they also deal damage. And he's got a dwarf on his own, which makes sense. But he really doesn't like Galahad at the minute. But he's I think he's a cool-headed fellow. I think, and Doc has the fairy stuff on him, so he can go 5, 10, 15, and as he sort of runs, he sheaths his spear on his back just for the second, while he sort of goes to his waist and pulls out these small. They're basically like sort of like kunais, sort of like just steel. Basically like steel pikes that still have this sort of curvy, wavy thing to them, coated in poison, that he can throw. And because they're just tiny little light things, he can throw one as a bonus action too. So he can make 3 attacks against you, Dokrumir, all with advantage. I'm sorry. So the first attack, 32. I'm assuming hits. Second attack, 27. Double 17s, and a 27 again, 17. I'm very sorry for the numbers that might come out here.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the definition of sorry is that you feel bad about it and you're not going to do it again. And I feel like you keep doing it.
I do. So, can you make me 3 con saves, Doc? With advantage. You do have advantage, because they're all to do with poison. Yeah, you're fine. No, you're not fine. No, you're not fine. So, you take... Where's my D? 2 plus 4, 6. 7 plus 13. So that's 50 points of piercing damage. And that's all the sneak attack. Plus... oh, that's so bad for the first one. 2... plus 5 points of poison damage.
Is that half?
And that is... Yeah, that's halved already. With 3 attacks that he quickly just... throws against you. The first one just... Yeah, the first one just jams into your leg really, really hard. Second one just managed to hit your shoulder. And the third one just grazes over the sort of other side of your shoulder. And all of you would just sort of like hear the grunts or cries of Doc as he's taken a decent chunk of damage. And then he will continue his... in these tight spaces, he's likely to get flanked or whatever, but I think he would go... How are you looking, Doc? As a question.
I'm under half HP.
Under half HP. Okay, so you're bloodied. So he has visibly done some damage to you, but you're not critical.
Over half my HP.
Yes, but you're not like critical in any sense, would you say?
I mean, if I took that again, I'd go down.
Oh yeah, but
It's pretty critical.
So would most people. So
You've got Death Ward, no?
That is true.
yeah, he'll probably try and run up to you to try and sort of knock you down or do something against you. Doc, it is now your turn, however.
Okay.
I take that back, he'll stay there. He's got his range shit.
Okay.
He likes that.
I am going to move here. So I have a... Would I be able to see him here and still have cover?
No. I would say you can't see him from that point.
For the
Just
purpose
about.
of casting a spell that requires sight.
It's one of them really tough ones where theoretically no, but you've got that one point on the square that can see him. So yes,
if I was trying to target
you
him,
would, yeah.
But I can still see him. Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
can
can
stand
still see
here and I'm gonna hold an action to cast Hold Person at 3rd level when either more talons enter the room or one of my allies gets within melee range of him.
Okay. Interesting. Right. Well, your held action might go off then, as it is that time again. The layer action comes in, so we got 5, 30. So we got one that runs up right next to you.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna do my held action like before he gets to me, ideally.
With a bonus action dash, one gets to you. Sure. Then that's against the Great Talon, right?
That'll be against the Great Talon and the one that's rushing up to me, because at 3rd level.
And the one that's running.
People.
10. One rushes up to you. One rushes up to you. Cool. Let me just get the rest of these guys on the map.
Hold person,
so hold
I think
person.
Is another wisdom save. Yes, hold person. Is
It
a wisdom
is. Yeah, Great Talon's going to use his final legendary resistance, which, unlike most creatures, you can see he sort of has to expend an inner well of himself, and it does sort of, you can see it pains him to have to resist this. Instead of the mental will physically causes him quite a bit of pain, and so he does take actually a bit of damage for resisting it. But he does resist it. However, this guy fails with that question. The one that runs up to you fails. Would you say you did it as soon as you saw him, or
yeah, like as soon as I saw someone running up to me, so like before he had the chance
there would be the first instance that you would see him
making an attempt to get to me. I'll be like him and the Great Talon before he has the chance to get within range to strike me. Even
he would have
like ideally before he can strike me.
Yeah, the green pink would have like run out of the doorway there, turned left to see the Great Talon. The Great Talon would have pointed towards your direction.
Okay.
And so he would have moved around. Spell goes off.
Cool.
And yeah, this guy is held, unable to get to you.
Sweet.
Anything else on your turn?
That's my held action, so it's lair action.
Cool. Lair action. Galahad, what are you doing? A Talon has just run up to you as part of the lair action. What's going on?
I guess I'll hit him.
Oh, by the way, the Fey sort of mist has gone away now.
Oh, good.
So 16 plus 3. Not quite dead, actually.
That's not bad,
16 hits, just. So, yeah, he's gone. He had 1 HP left.
and then I'm going to go 25 here, and then it's going to go 5, 10, 30 to there and attack this one.
Alrighty. He has advantage because he's paralyzed, and any attack is a critical hit. So.
How nice.
23. 14. Roll it again, and we'll just take away his roll the damage again, and we'll just take away 4. Yeah, this guy is completely dead. Damien just sort of charges towards him, and then does feel a little bad, so he tries to make it as sort of executioner-y as possible, as this guy is just running towards Doc and is like held there. So he just slowly sort of puts the blade through his neck, pulls it out again.
Slowly.
Like not slowly actually. He would do it probably quite fast, just like ching, ching, as this guy just dies. Still, his body is held right up until the moment like his light sort of fades from his eyes, and then he just crumbles to the ground as he's no longer affected by the spell.
And can he then switch to a crossbow?
Yes, but he wouldn't be able to fire it the next time because he would have to load it.
Okay, but you reckon could he see Great Talon?
Yeah. You could just about lean out, see the Great Talon.
So he's gonna.
Actually, he would need to move into this space to be able to attack him with an attack. Sorry.
Well, he doesn't have the movement for that, so I guess he's not going to do that.
Fair enough. Cool. In which case we go talons. So not really many talons left. This guy is cacking himself in the middle here, and he's going to disengage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He'll put himself just between you and the Great Talon here to try and draw focus. The other one will go.
Did he disengage from? But he moved out of Luke's range.
Okay.
Sentinel.
Oh yes, Sentinel, of course. Rolled hit. I'll put him back there.
I've looked at Sentinel many times and considered it as a fate look, and you're expounding its virtues in this fight.
Yeah.
Allow me to demonstrate.
I too have looked at Sentinel for sticks many times and just thought, well, it would be fun. 12. Well, it's one of them things where I like out of combat abilities just as much as I like in combat abilities, and using a feat entirely for an in combat ability seems, I don't know, interesting.
That sounded like a mad diss for someone that's getting.
No, not a diss. Just not my, just not my playstyle. I will say Griffin as well. This guy has run around this corner and would have bumped into you because you're invisible. He doesn't know you're there. You're not invisible. So yeah, he would have run up to you and seen you all hasted and maybe regretted decisions. But he's not dead, but his speed is reduced. So he's like, fuck it, and is just going to try and take a hit against Galahad, because it's either a knight or a minotaur, going off visuals alone.
And you thought
but
that was the best option.
But he completely misses as a short sword just clangs into your shield. Easily enough. Galahad. So that's pretty much... No, this talent can go after Griffin. Oh, okay, that's a natural 20. Against Griffin. So that's 3d6. Okay, so you take 9 points of piercing damage, plus 6 for sneak attack. So that's 15 so far. And then, because it's a crit, just roll again. So that's 23 points of piercing damage. You need to make a con save, DC 11.
My haste.
For your haste, yes.
Oh, I will lose my turn if I don't pass this. I just have a feeling I'm not going to. Oh, okay, never mind.
Nah, you're fine. 24.
Warcaster, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Why did I give someone with Warcaster haste? I don't know. Wasn't the way you were going to take
What's
it.
the Warcaster feat?
Gives you advantage on saves, on concentration checks.
There's a few other things. That's quite cool.
Yeah.
You can opportunity
Griffin.
attacks as well.
It is now your turn. Yeah.
So this guy's hit me, and he's hit me hard. I don't like it. I'm gonna hit him back.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. One for the money.
Hey.
That is a dreadful crit.
That is a dreadful crit. For 10 damage. You gonna put a smite in there, or
save that for
a rainy day?
Yeah. Oh, it's 16 actually.
And 16 hits. Yes.
Okay. 19 damage.
19 damage. Not quite enough to do it, but this guy is like basically on the floor, like kneeling down now, just like using his short sword to prop himself up.
Okay, cool. Hopefully get him with the final one. Yeah.
And yeah, that does it easily enough. Just this guy's leaning against his short sword. You just kick the short sword out from under him, slam down onto him with your battle axe. Easily done.
Right. I will. Oh. I'll just come back here for the moment.
Cool. Which point we have Balzanor.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give him a thwack with my big club with advantage.
Alrighty.
Oh, you're so naughty.
Give him a thwack. 18 hits. And he is gone. Just that this guy's held in place by Galahad. You just come in, club to the back of the leg to knock him down, and then just the end of the club while he's on the floor just thunk. There's a bit of a crunch as the base of your sort of great clubs thing just crunches into his head. Done.
Right. I'm just going to go here so we're acting as a pincer movement.
Alrighty. He never did his villain action that turn, and it would have been the strike my talons one, but there's no talons left, and he can technically do it at the end of another creature's turn, so he would have done it now. And there's no talons to strike, so this is just sad. So we go back to the Great Talon, who is looking at Doc and Balzanor, and he's thinking, AC over guy I've already hurt. He doesn't have advantage on any of you, though. That's the big issue of his. That's a very, very big issue of his.
Big issue.
The big issue. Big issues are big issues. I just look at how you are compared to. Okay. Yeah, he's maybe realizing that it's not really his day, but he can't run because he made this challenge. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And Doc, can you make me a athletics check, please?
Yeah, I'm going down.
Oh, maybe not.
He's got like plus 14 or something ridiculous. So.
Yeah, that is a 28.
You gave it
You're on the ground. And
Apollo loves to try.
26 to hit. Which hits. We go 10d6. Can you make me a con save? You have advantage.
Con saves have been pretty good to me today, to be fair.
Con saves have been very good to you today. Especially because on a save, you don't take any damage. So that is 30, 47, no, 45 points of piercing damage in total as he sort of comes around, pulling out his spear once again, twirling, smack against your leg, and then bringing it down just on you. And then bonus action 5, 10, 15, 20. Just going to back up to that corner there. Actually, 25.
I'm guessing that's bonus action disengage.
Yes. And then none of you can see him. I'm not going to bother putting him on the GM layer. Actually, I accidentally just showed you where he was going to go. But Damien would have seen him cross that path anyway. He knows better than to go in a place where he could get flanked. He'll go there. Cool. Doc, your turn. You've taken a couple of hefty hits, and you're prone.
Okay, so I'm gonna look around me and try and see who else is struggling, as in who else might be under half HP.
Mm-hmm.
You range on that?
Pardon? Oh no, I have frozen. Sorry, I froze temporarily.
What's your range on that? And do you have to see the people you're helping out?
30 foot, and yes, I do.
Okay.
So yeah, basically like Balzanor, Galahad. I'm gonna do my big heal again. I'm just trying to work out if it's worth giving anyone anything else. Like,
Okie dokie.
I kind of need to know who else is under half.
Yeah.
If I need to make a check for that, or
just make a quick a perception check.
can I make a medicine check?
I would say this is more about looking around and seeing the individual people and how they sort of thing. I mean, yeah, it's not a hard check. You know some of these guys fairly well. You fought with them now a little while. You can't quite see Balzanor. You can maybe just see the sort of edges of him, and he seems fine. Galahad, I don't know how you are. You might hear the sort of rough panting of Damien. I know he's taken a fair few hits, and he hasn't had much healing.
He's fine.
Okay.
He's fine? All right.
In that case,
I'm not.
I'm gonna pop a heal instead, and give myself a lot more HP, so I'm now on 83 as opposed to 3. And then I'm gonna run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and try and block him off this way. And I'm gonna use my Dwarven Surge and make an attack with my hammer. 22.
22 does hit, yeah.
Okay, so one-handed, and then divine damage 1.
All right, you sort of can see his extremely sort of quick athletic movement, and you just decide to counter that with the Dwarven Berserker Rage and just charge into him with the head of your hammer, striking him straight in the chest.
Shout in his face, enough people have died, give up and this can end.
No.
And then that's my turn.
He just sort of looks at you like, I was hoping relations between us and the Guardians could end differently after our last encounter, Dokrumir. But I guess...
I
guess
my
not.
Galahad, would I have a D4 on that as well?
Yes, you would.
Yeah, very nice.
Divine damage.
He's looking really quite rough now.
It all counts.
He's looking, yeah, pretty roughed up. Layer action. Call of the Talons. No, not Call of the Talons. It is the gas, the greenish gas, the rotten candy smelling gas. Can I get just, Balzanor, Galahad, and Damien to make me con saves?
God.
Oh.
Hey man, it's be good.
Not quite. So, as you sort of breathe this in, you can feel it sort of just, you're coughing, you're spluttering. It's really, really horrible.
I feel fail.
Galahad, you pass, actually.
Okay.
Just, but you passed. Balzanor and Damien, they're coughing, they're spluttering. This stuff is really affecting them now a lot worse than it did before. This really, really sort of putrid smell. And you guys are considered poisoned until the end of your next turns. Or actually, no, until the start of the next round. Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. Also, as a fun little added note to that, can you expend 1 hit dice? As don't like use it to heal yourself, just knock one off.
What? All of us, or just?
No, just Balzanor and Damien.
Okay.
Don't have to do it for Damien. We don't have to worry about Damien's things for now. I don't expect this to last a whole lot longer. We then go to we get done layer action. Galahad.
Okay. I'm guessing I can see.
Yeah, you can see him. Like, there are stairs up, but you can just about sort of see his head. And you would have heard the sort of like quite heavy grunt of Doc running in and smashing him straight in the chest.
Surviving this, is he?
I don't know.
We'll see.
Divine power unite.
Damien, this is called flanking.
Like this is like a school said. This is called flanking, Damien. When you and an opponent are on the other side of the thing. Great Talon tries to I'm trying to teach a lesson here.
Pipe down. Oh no! Oh yes. Advantage
29
for
hits.
flanking. Thank goodness. Gonna whack a little smitey boy on that as well, plus D4.
Alrighty.
When I say a little smitey boy, I mean a little smitey boy. Level 1. Is that just 1d8?
No, 2d8
Alright, sweet. 7.
plus 7.
And
He's not down yet.
he's not, is he? Oh, yes, I have another one.
Just hits. 9
Plus a
slashing
smite,
plus a smite.
which is 3d8 level 2. Oh, that's dog. That is fucking terrible.
What's your default?
Plus my d4. Still dog. That's slightly better.
Your Crusader's Mantle is almost better than your second.
He is going to half that with his uncanny dodge because he really needs to at this point. So that's that much damage. He's still up. He's like almost leaning against the wall now with this he starts leaning against the wall, but he uses his spear to prop himself up. He's like, I will not die by the gods. I faced enough of their shit for one life. Is that everything on your turn?
It's everything on
your turn.
Galahad's turn.
Demo.
Demo.
Let's go, Demo.
Watch him spell
Don't tell me the NPC does it with some good rolls he'd need, but 11 slashing. Not quite. Really not quite.
Oh yeah, plus a d4.
Still up.
Well, we know the second hit won't hit.
Oh.
Hit.
Oh wow. Okay, I thought his AC was higher than that.
So, Doc and Galahad, you guys watch as you're facing off against the Great Talon in this sort of corridor now. Your friend's sort of on the other side trying to keep up. And he's said this like, I will die beholden to no gods. And Damien just sort of charges up the stairs. No finesse, no anything to it. And both of you just make an insight check.
Into Damien or the Talon?
into Damien.
Okay. No bueno.
Yeah, Galahad, you're maybe more impressed. You're maybe more just sort of like focusing on the Great Talon. But Doc, you notice him come up. You got a slightly higher passive perception. You look at him and you notice something has sort of snapped in his head. Something has definitely changed. He's gone from this novice in this split second of a moment to just being this just having this look of ruthlessness on him. And instead of a amateurish sort of charge up these stairs, this is the charge and face of just a fucking killer. And as he runs up, he grabs his sort of like great sword with one hand and the actual blade of his great sword with the other. And as the Great Talon tries to charge in, he sort of parries him away with one, slash at one leg, slash at the other leg to bring the Great Talon to his knees. And he just sort of brings the blade up. Well, may the gods have mercy on your fucking soul, asshole. Sink. Blade just straight down onto his neck, through his neck, and the Great Talon now just like basically kneeling back, bleeding from the arteries in his legs, and a fucking great sword through the motherfucker's neck. And then as Damien sort of holds there for a minute, he just pulls it out, and he screams this just like warrior's blood-curdling scream. And he lops the head off the Great Talon, hood and all. And you can see, just as he does this, and there's this slight sort of flicker of a proud moment. For this moment, he channels some divine power on his strike, and there's just this faint, white sort of light that emanates through the edge of his blade. And this isn't his Crusader's mantle, this is him. This is a warm, almost like flame, that slashes off the Great Talon's head. Its head flies through the air. And revealed is the head of a drow with a mark that, Doc, you recognize. A mark over the top of his head from sort of forehead all the way across. Do you recognize seeing on a few people, one of your friends, in fact, Hercule, and a few people like after what happened to Markul as well. This guy, in life, maybe saw some of the wrath of Lolth and escaped here, but has, for now, met a rather untimely end. And that, gentleman, was the Great Talon. In the moments that pass briefly afterwards, you see one or two Talons sort of come to the gates just in that moment before they just sort of look at what's happened, stand there still for a moment, and then just run off. Like, just run completely off into the maze. What would you all like to do? Yes, we actually are.
I'll just come running over not knowing it's finished, and then just see, like, Damien having just beheaded him, and then just come up behind him, and, like, it's meant to be, if I wasn't on haste, it would just be like a, you know, well done punch, but it's like a really full-on whack. And it's like, Damien, damn!
He is like just stood non-blinking, staring at the body of the Great Talon, like just seething, almost like, you know, saliva and spit sort of bubbling up at the sides of his mouth. He is like, something's definitely sort of just like snapped in his mind almost.
Galahad, you got yourself a killer here.
Yeah, can I just sort of like nod to Galahad and like gesture to Damien? Just be like, he needs a gentle hand.
Yeah.
And then can I like reach down and start like searching the Talon, like take his spear and like look through his other weapons and stuff like that?
Yeah, of course.
While Doc's doing that, Galahad's just gonna say well fought to Damien, and just take him away, have a little chat, tell him a thing or two that he did well. But also tell him about dignity and honor, and maybe we don't cut the head off of our enemies, because don't defile their bodies. We're better than that.
he, as you sort of begin to take him off, he almost like snaps himself out of his. Yeah, sorry, I think I just got caught up in the whole. Yeah, I'll note that down.
Just give him a pat on the shoulder there. Well,
I think I'm gonna go sit down. And he wanders over to just like the throne up here and just sort of like takes a seat. It's less of a throne, more of it's like a stone sort of seat. Basically, is a throne, yeah. And he just takes a seat, but not in a cool badass I'm sitting on the throne sort of way. It's in a sort of like the 1,000-yard stare, looking off at the large hall before him. The many dead talons that are in here. You literally killed all the talon tokens I had on the side, of which there were about 20 odd. So good fucking job.
Yeah. I'm just looking through, looking for like keys or notes or anything like that that might help me like indicate where Tyrion and Dronigan are, like if they're being held somewhere else or if they're like here and we might need keys to like let them out or something like that.
Yeah, make a investigation check.
Yeah. While he's doing that, I'm just gonna lean into Balzanor and just say, I think that means Damien's in charge of the Black Talons
now. 16, yeah. So you find a couple of things on him. So first of all, you find obviously his spear. The spear that, as you lift it from the cold body of the Talon, goes incredibly cold, like almost cold to the point where you don't think you should hold it for very long, but you keep hold of it, and you get used to it after a brief second. You find several letters to several different people, and you do see a set of keys. You see a sort of ringlet of a couple of keys, and then one specifically special key that you've never really seen anything like before. It's almost it's just very, very jagged and weirdly shaped, and that sort of thing. Definitely for a very specific lock, but of which you don't see in your immediate vicinity. You can maybe make a bit of a look around the actual area.
I find it like there's some sort of like lock around, like we need to find the lock that this thing fits. It looks weird and like be like describe it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are these doors, Ben, on the flanks?
Yes, those are doors. Those are the doors that the Talons are coming through. As far as you can see, it just leads to a long corridor to the right, a long corridor to the left, going back into the maze.
What was down this? Was this like an endless pit kind of thing? Or were we just
it's
around?
Definitely a deep pit. With your dark vision, you can't see beyond the depth of how far it goes.
Really should have thrown someone in there.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for one of you guys to get thrown in there, because that could have been fun.
After that, and if we're just so like, if we're going to investigate the pit, like, just take like a scrap of stone or something and cast light on it and drop it down to see.
Yeah, goes. And you imagine it's probably about 100 feet down. When you sort of realize after about sort of, no, it'd be longer than 100 feet. No, it would be about sort of 100 feet. And after about 90 feet, just by the very end, you can see the light sort of reflects against the walls. And then there is, like, it doesn't reflect against the walls anymore. Almost like the area down there opens up.
Okay, so there's somehow
decently wide.
Okay. We need to try and find Tyrion and Dronigan. Is there nothing else around here?
You can all make another investigation check to try and find sort of things throughout the area.
Maybe focus this around the throne to see if there's anything around that initially.
That was not been there before, apparently. He was in a similar layer the other day with a similar design. Same manufacturers.
Yeah, Balzanor, your people have dwelled in mountains and in caverns and stuff like that for many, many years, and obviously a lot of them have hidden a lot of things and had to be quite intuitive as to where they've hidden them. And you remember once reading about a guy who, maybe not reading about him, maybe you knew the guy, this guy who filled bookshelves and bookshelves full of stuff, but it was all just so that it could be sort of moved. And you thought, what about this bookshelf? Just one of these two on the right. And the first one you look at doesn't seem to have anything. It takes you a couple of minutes to sort of look that over. And, okay. But the second one does seem to have, there's not really sort of many books, and they're all sort of scrambled, put on there. The Great Talon clearly wasn't one for being particularly neat or orderly about anything. But there is one book that is pristine and very, very sort of well kept. And you almost got to pull it, but it's stuck a little bit. You're not quite sure how to pull it, but then you do yank it a little bit too hard, and it just... And the bookcase just sort of rotates like a door, and you see the face of a large sort of iron door just on the right here behind the bookcase, with a rather weird looking lock. After revealing this, Doc, you put the key in and it fits perfectly. The lock unlocks, and a sort of set of spiral stairs, very sort of narrow, very sort of small, cramped spiral stairs, leads down into darkness. Would you head down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it pitch black or?
It is pitch black.
I mean, how small is it? Can I fit?
Oh, yeah, you can fit. It's like, I don't know if you've ever been into like a medieval castle or whatever, and they have those spiral staircases that go sort of around, and it's like a really tight sort of circle that it leads down.
Do the squat down the stairs.
Yeah, a little bit, and you do find that your like horns are occasionally tapping.
Wide, I have to go down sideways.
Yeah, and they're occasionally tapping on the steps that you're coming down from. We eventually make it down to the very bottom, and there's a hallway. There's a hallway that leads into sort of just a straight, sort of small, narrow hallway. You go forward, and there's another sort of large iron door. It is locked, but it takes the sort of same key. You open that up, and you find this small, dark room where you suddenly can't hear your own footsteps. You can't hear anything. Doc, you've cast the silence spell enough times to know when magical incantations have been used to keep a place quiet. And in this place of quiet, you see a very sort of skinny, slightly beaten up figure just sort of sat in the corner. You recognize him, even though he has some unkempt sort of hair, sort of slightly unshaved hair or whatever. You do recognize Tyrion. But almost immediately, you notice that a figure sort of moves just to the left of you and goes to try and punch you in the face, thinking that you're maybe someone here to try and beat them up or some shit like that. And Dronigan only rolled a natural 20 to try and punch you in the face. So you take what is this? You take 5, 6 bludgeoning damage.
And you're dead.
As Dronigan sort of comes up, you don't hear it, which is really weird. You just see an open mouth, smack across your face, and then tries to sort of grab your hammer from you.
Except it's silenced, so.
Yeah, and he tries to grab your hammer from you before he realizes, well, you're wearing massive armor. Oh,
also,
and he steps backwards,
a foot shorter than everyone else.
Yeah, and he sort of goes by and he starts just falls down to his hands and knees oh my god, thank you, oh my god, but obviously not saying anything. He lifts up Tyrion and tries to sort of drag him outside. Well, if it ain't you cunts.
Language, please, Captain.
Are you really going to get at me for language after I've just been fucking imprisoned?
No, I think you're a cunt as well.
Oh, fuck it. Thank you very much. Jesus. Oh, I can hear my thoughts again. I can hear myself. Oh, man. That was torture. Been in there for a day. Have you ever been in a really quiet place for a day? In pitch darkness as well. Well, you were dead.
Dronigan's filter has just been eroded away by the time.
Well, here. I'd it's the best say actually. Thanks. I guess thanks. I don't really know much else to say if I'm being perfectly frank.
I
Have
think
you
we
seen
get you
anyone
out of
else
there,
down here?
Captain.
No, just
What
us
about
two.
your family? You said they were in trouble as well.
Yeah, the Talons were looking at them. It told me that the Talons had men posted outside their house, or outside where I live and where I stay, and where many of my mates in the guards tower are as well. They had the addresses of all of them, including my family. Fuck, I hope they're okay. I hope they never made any attacks on them.
We'll check on them.
Tyrion's sadly got a busted up leg. Tried to run once or too many times. This one's actually not too bad, slinging a spell or two. And he comes and lifts him up. And Tyrion is like, pretty out of it. But he's like, yeah, not too bad. Ow! So he tries to step on. He's like, yeah, don't step on the thing that's broken. Fucking hell. And he begins sort of taking him up the stairs. Getting him back up the spiral stairs is a bit of a hassle and takes a fair while. We managed to get him back up the sort of spiral stairs where you can rejoin this room back into the light of the room, and you can make any final preparations before you decide to leave.
Is there anywhere that looks like some sort of place that he would have his admin?
Yeah, like these bookshelves hold a lot of papers and things like that. There's a couple of boxes, and there's this place sort of down here which looks like it has a lot of letters and different things. Just make me a investigation.
The +3 intelligence because my axe grants me intelligence.
Indeed.
Nothing. Investigation, did you say?
Yes. 10. I mean, you can definitely find the place where a lot of admin stuff is stored, and you can read through a lot of it. A lot of it sort of details some names that you don't necessarily know. Is there anything you're looking for in particular?
I'm potentially any correspondence with Yara or Lazarus or the Dai? Is that what they're called?
The Dowie.
Dowie,
With a
yeah.
10, you don't necessarily see any of this specific stuff, but you can definitely maybe find where it's kept and maybe either read it now or shovel some of it into a bag and read it later. Yeah. Anything else anyone would like to do in this space before they head off?
I'm kind of interested what's down this hole. Anyone else interested in what's in this chamber at the
yeah,
bottom?
I meant to say, by the looks of it, when you got into the space and looked at Tyrion and Drunnigan, there was a hole at the top, and looking up, you could see some light. So this is where that hole leads into.
Okay.
Is it? I know Doc searched the Great Talon, but is there any? Have you got any like accessories on him? Or...
Well, he had his spear.
Put that in
What
the bag
was
of
your
holding for safekeeping
investigation?
after the
Doc?
weird cold feeling.
Yes. You also can find, with that, Doc, a map of some of the maze. It actually details a decent portion of the maze from here to several of the entrances, particularly in the Wind District.
Okay. That might be useful to show the council.
You find a vial of poison. You can pick up. He does have one of them hidden blade things on him. Some very fancy looking leather armor, studded leather armor, though it doesn't look to be magical. And you find as well a small sort of porcelain mask just on his back. Not on his back, just on the sort of in one of his pouches, just to the back. It's the small sort of porcelain mask with a sort of non-binary looking, like generic looking face. It could be a man, could be a woman.
Like a token rather than a mask you'd wear.
No, definitely like a mask you'd wear.
Okay.
Seems interesting, and as you pick it up, there are lots of sort of sigils and runes on the inside that definitely look. I mean, Griffin, even if you got to look at it for half a second, you would definitely be able to tell with your expertise in Arcana that it has some arcane nature. Might have to make a check to see what sort of nature, slightly more specifically, but
Yeah, sure.
I'll
do an Arcana check.
Yeah, go for it. 29. So you look at this thing and you just hear the whisper of like from the blade before you, and you start to sort of think of actually say with a 29 you start to think of, oh, this is like illusion stuff, like illusion runes, and you just hear this whisper, yes, this is a mask of illusions, from your axe. I've seen this before. Wizards making duplicates of themselves, changing themselves into different people, like disguise self and other matters. A useful tool.
Indeed. Just turn to Doc and go, I think that mask is worthless.
roll deception. Roll deception. Roll an insight. Fuck it.
Well, I was saying it as a jest.
Oh, okay. Okay, as a jest. If there's nothing else, absolutely nothing else, then you guys can head out of here and head back up to the Temple of Mars. Nothing assails you on your journey. Nothing comes at you and tries to attack you, which is probably quite a nice feeling, though you maybe still have your guard up going back.
I was just wondering about putting like a message on the wall or something before we leave.
Yeah.
Or like you're done.
Yeah, just something like that. Just like disband and live in peace.
Do we do something super fun, like write it out of people's severed limbs or something like that?
No, I'm thinking just like take like a dagger and like etch it in the wall or something like that, or like take one of the pages and write it and just like pin it with one of their daggers to the throne or something like that. And something along the lines of disband and live in peace, reform, and like face the same fate or something like that.
Yeah. Something somewhat intimidating. Sure. So with that left, just on the throne, you can all leave knowing that, the Talon's fate has been sealed, at the very least for now, but hopefully forever. Heading up the stairs, back, through the maze, following your previous path and these new notes. With these new notes, in fact, if I just take you back to the capital map, you can head to several places. Oh, I forgot about all this crap on here.
The master plan for the battle.
The master plan of the battle. So, you can head several places. You can head either back to the Temple of Mars in the Root District. You can head near the library, in fact, inside the library, in the Wind District. You can head near the Temple of Freya, as you went before, in the Cloud District. Or nearer to the sort of bridge just over here as well. So you've basically either got far left in the Cloud District, sort of middle-ish, the inside the library, or the temple.
Simplify this choice. What's closest to the council? Because this is probably urgent, report-worthy stuff.
Close to the council, you're probably looking at this place here in the Cloud District, because then you've just got to go over the bridge and you're there.
Right, unless there's any objections, I reckon we can come out there and just go straight.
Yeah, cool. You come out. As you are sort of going along the way, you realise sort of just as you're heading to the exit, you're going to have to climb a ladder to get back up and out. Tyrion does so with some effect, with some help from Dronigan and yourselves. And you make it back onto the street. Making it back onto the street, however, people definitely give you some odd looks, like really surprised, like as you're exiting here. It's now about sort of midday, maybe sort of like 12. The day is in somewhat full swing, and this is a particularly busy area of the capital, and you guys just emerging from one of the sewer grates below is definitely a weird sight to see. And the people definitely seem to be in an angry mood. There is an angry air to the space, and you can hear several people sort of shouting about silver. At which point you remember that you voted to impose a silver tax so that holy water and holy oil could be made. Many people are shouting, and small sort of, not necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily call them a riot, but a rabble has definitely started near and around these bridges. Several guards are sort of trying to contain the situation, and it's not necessarily turning violent, but a couple more guards are being brought into the fray as the mass of people begins to grow. And you do see a troop of guards with a large bag and a sort of carriage with a large sort of large chest moving through the area. What would you like to do?
Could Galahad try and calm the crowd? Just talk to them and tell them that there's an enemy army on the way, and this is vital to protecting their homes and their lives.
Yeah, of course. Make me.
I assist him to give him advantage.
Yeah, of course. Just make me a either persuasion or performance. You have advantage, thanks to Griffin's assisting.
I'm just in the audience going, this guy speaks some good stuff.
This is
our most compelling argument.
Yeah, like people, you grab some people's attention, definitely, but people also do look at you in your fancy, shiny armor, and you are the guardians who have been, people say that you have loads and loads of gold. People almost expect you guys to have loads of gold by now. And some people just sort of like shout out to you, yeah, we didn't get a choice, did we? We never got a choice. We never offered up any of our silver. We're already struggling as it is. And people are shouting towards this. But there are, with the 16, there are definitely a couple of people in amongst the crowd who are like, oh, I didn't realize that was, maybe this has been rushed out a little bit quickly and maybe not necessarily explained in the best way to people that this is for this purpose. So, a couple of people do sort of come to a realization and go, okay, well, I can sort of get behind that, but we weren't given a vote, we weren't told, we weren't, we weren't given any notice. It was just, you guys made this decision today, and suddenly taxmen are out on the streets.
In times of war, we don't always get to have democracy. Sometimes you have to take decisions that are for the best of everyone, even if they're unpopular. Woohoo! another persuasion check too.
Yeah, I'll say make one more persuasion check. The DC might have gone up slightly, but DC was going to be 20. So with that, sort of a lot of the crowd sort of turns to you, and as you're saying a lot of this, and obviously you coming just from a pretty rough fight where a lot of damage was done and there's blood over you and things like that. They sort of realize, okay, maybe we can spare a couple of silver for these guys. And within a few minutes, like, you guys maybe proceed to then walk on, but if you look back, within a few minutes, a lot of the people have dispersed, and it's really only the people who are either very greedy or very, very poor and don't really have a lot to spare shouting at some of the taxmen who are going around. But you've reduced it from about a group of like 25, 30 people to maybe like 6. So, yeah. And you've allowed the tax people to get back on their way and do their stuff. Heading over the bridge and towards the council, the guards let you in, but they almost immediately begin to help out with Tyrion, picking him up and basically taking him in for you. They explain that he will get the best of care. They ask, do you need him now? Like, would you like him to speak for you now, or is he okay to get some care because his leg's looking pretty rough, especially in the light of day now? You can see some of the bone has been shattered, and where, as Dronigan explains, he tried to run, so they stepped on his knee.
I don't think we necessarily need him to speak to the council.
Dronigan fills the role.
Yeah. So they whisk him away to get some care.
To the council building.
As Dronigan's sort of walking across the bridge, oh yeah, I meant to tell you, I got some pretty good info on Lazarus. Some decent. I know where he is. I know how we can strike on him. I've heard a couple of things. Wait, what?
We killed him.
Ixnay on the telling people about Lazarus dead, eh?
So I went to get information on Lazarus, and you killed him.
Hey, things move very quickly. This is the line.
I'm going to choose to forgive you on that. I'm going to choose to forgive you on this because you just freed me.
It's very big of you.
Thank you, Dokrumir. And he sort of pats your head with you being about a foot shorter than him. And he does laugh and gives you this sort of impression.
When I say that, I'm going to sort of
give
him like a very like pointed look and kind of gesture to the presumably emerging black eye. Forgiveness is a good characteristic.
He laughs and you guys continue onward. Sadly, he wasn't able to find out much. He did find out a couple of things about the Talons and a few names within the army about people who are loyal to the Talons and people who are actually Talons themselves. And it was when looking into them, that they basically ambushed him, cornered him, and took him down into the things. And because he knew these guys, they knew who his friends were, who his family was, yada yada yada.
It wasn't a total.
Listen
to you full information.
Yeah. As you enter in, the elven lad who sort of prepped you for the council meeting the night before sort of comes up to you. Oh, hello, you're looking... Oh, God, when do you lot not have blood on you? I swear, red is none of your colour. Okay, maybe you, Sir Galahad, I think it was. And you, Minotaur, weirdly red looks rather good on you. You too, red is not your colour, and blood is no way to have red upon yourselves. Where have you been? Do you seriously expect to come to meet and speak to the council in such a manner?
With the sort of news that we have, absolutely.
Yes, I've no doubt you have incredible news, but...
Hang on a motherfucking minute. Where's this sass coming from?
You're covered in blood, and you expect to go to... Do you know how much it costs to pay the cleaners of this place? I don't know what you've done today, but I know what our cleaners will be doing all day. They'll be cleaning up all the blood.
And I'm going to snap my fingers and cast prestidigitation on myself.
Oh, well, that's very... Well, if everyone could take a lesson from the dwarf, then, please.
Can I just click as well? Nothing happens.
You know, dwarves aren't usually the nicest of folk, but I'm beginning to agree with you here. I'm beginning to take your side on this one. If everyone could just... He walks off.
Going, Ben?
Yeah, you guys sort of know where you're going.
Just go past him.
Yeah, and you guys go past him.
Sort of day where we want to tolerate this sort of attitude from someone.
Yeah, and as you guys are walking past him, he's constantly just trying to get ahead of you and trying to push ahead. But you guys are pretty beefy dudes in armor. You don't really give him much space, and he's constantly trying to be like, oh, "Careful, please don't get blood on that." As you're constantly going, as you're going up, you eventually make it to the same tower you did before, and you find Councilman Ivan, absolutely fucking shattered. He gives you all a look just as you enter. He's definitely tired, and he's got a couple of the councilmen with him. He's got Daviak with him, and a few of the generals you saw from this morning with him as well. It's a fairly sort of busy room, but this was a large room, and the place has been cleaned since the incursion of the previous evening. And as you all enter that, I wondered where you lot had been. Oh, shit! You lot look like you've been through hell. And at that point, we'll close the session, and you can pick up speaking to the council and things like that next session.
Sweet.
Sweet. Yeah.